Ranching is my heritage, where I'm going to preserve it as much as I can, and I'm working for the goal of passing it on to a younger generation. I am a generational rancher from here in Boulder, Wyoming. My family homesteaded this ranch in the early 1900s, and the first ranch being the Muddy Ranch, which is now within the conservation easement. My grandfather and grandmother met by homesteading together over there. And after that, they slowly ended up putting together other ranches, and the home place became in the easement in 22. And then the place that I'm on here, the New Fort Vible Ranch, we bought in 1955 from the Vible family. That was the first easement we actually did. It was in 18. So, and that was my goal, was to do this place first, since this was my place, and I wanted to make sure that it was preserved to see this wide open spaces that I'm looking at right now, with no obstruction of buildings except the historical town of New Fork, Wyoming. So from here, you know, all of this being a major access into Sublette County on the way to the Tetons, we can keep this as open, raw, beautiful land with no subdivisions on it whatsoever.
I live here with my wife Danielle and our 3 kids, riding, cradling, and trailing. This is TY Ranch. After me and Danielle were married and established, we had a conversation with Carol one day, and she says, well, would you like to lease the place and move in? So we did. Took a big leap of faith. Changed our lifestyle 180. And the only way we had this opportunity was because of the Stock Growers Land Trust. Carol being able to conserve the property and being able to pass it down to us gave us an opportunity that would have never been possible without it. We keep cattle here during the summertime on the river bottoms. We go to the Green River Drift with cattle, which is an 80-mile trip to the Upper Green. We send about 250 head up there. We're located in New Fork, Wyoming. It's on the map. It's no longer a town. I'm the honorary mayor, I guess. It was established in the late 1800s as basically a trading post. John Vible and Louis Broderson built the first store here. They built a community dance hall called the Valhalla Hall at the turn of the 20th century. After the town died, the dance hall basically died. Everybody moved to Boulder. No events happened at the dance hall for 50 plus years until the Ritchie family took over. The Ritchie family would have a hang party in there at least once a year. After Carol's mom, Barbara, passed away, they didn't have any more dances in the hall. It basically turned into storage for almost 30 years. So we cleaned the entire building, and it was an undertaking. We'd like to make it a community center at one point again and conserve that building along with the land.
Raising our kids here means a lot to us. I feel like they are getting such a well-rounded foundation for growing up here. There's a lot of hard work, but there's also a lot to do.
We're horseback probably 90 days a year, at least. All these places are inaccessible with vehicles, so our horses are a big part of the ranch. Here on this place, the moose population is probably one of the greatest in the United States. We have 15 to 20 moose a day on the property, and they're free to roam. There's nobody down there. They get to do what they want to do. With it being a conserved property, if it was subdivided, the moose wouldn't be here.
It's so important to conserve this way of life for generations to come. There's a huge future in it, and if we don't conserve it, if we don't protect that and appreciate that, it has a risk of being gone.
My first cow, my dad gave it to me, a heifer, when I was 11 or 10, and I showed her my first fair. And after I showed her, I bred her and started having cows. And That's when I started having my business. Now I have my own brand and I have 4 cows. My future hopes is for me and my siblings to be running it once my dad's old and can't run it anymore, and that we run it and we just keep doing what we've been doing now. I'm super happy that they have conserved this land because I can enjoy it with my family forever, and it'll always be here, and it's always conserved, and it will never go away.